Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded NBA Ranking Show. I'm your host, Eric. Me, big dog over there, Kenny. A lot of controversy this week with this list. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that as I posted it this morning, probably about the last 30 minutes, we've already had some comments. Yeah. So you're going to have a lot of explaining to do today on how you came up with this list. I was a little surprised by it as well. So we'll start off right at number 5, and then I'm sure we're going to have a nice long discussion about this. But at number 5, you have
Milwaukee Bucks.
So the Milwaukee Bucks, 44-27, 8-2 in the last 10. Yeah. So very good stretch here. They are at home against Chicago, Washington, and then at Memphis. So that'll be a very big game this week for them. Two very tough games. When you look at Chicago, obviously has been struggling as of late, but are still a playoff team. And then Memphis being one of the best teams in the league currently. The question is not about Milwaukee being in. The question is why, you took out Philadelphia. We'll start there.
You know, Philadelphia looks great on paper, but they have no shooters. Embiid is tired. No, they don't. Harden is streaky, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they look fantastic on paper, but when you watch the games, it's like they have no shooting. They have no shooting. They can rebound the ball. They can swing the ball. They're great in the up court. But when it comes to shooting, they don't have shooting.
So they did beat Miami last night without Embiid and Harden.
Yeah.
Maxi's been playing lights out for Philadelphia for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as concerned about Philadelphia being out. What I am concerned with is why the Boston Celtics are not in the 5th spot. So they're 9-1 in their last 10 games, the hottest team in the NBA. Yeah. They are all tied as a 3-way tie now for second place in the Eastern Conference. Boston is one of those teams. The number 1 defensive team in the league, giving up 103.8 points a game.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown have been the Jays now. They're just known as the Jays. We're not even going to, right? The Jays. How did you not put them on this list, Kenny?
You know what? I wanted to. I really did want to. But if Philadelphia would have lost last night, they'd have been second. And I'm like, oh, I hope. Philly ended up with a win, which I didn't think they was going to win. And so, you know.
So because it's a 3-way tie, keeping Boston out, I feel it's this. So I normally do the NFL rankings.
Yeah.
And it took me so long to put New England in because I felt like I was going to jinx the team. I almost feel like that's where you're at right now. You just don't want to put them in because you're afraid you're going to ruin what they've got going on.
Yeah.
They are legitimate contenders. I would be shocked if they're not on this list next week. I just feel like some teams are going to look at Milwaukee's got a very tough schedule this week.
Yes.
So I could see Milwaukee dropping out of this. But again, they are consistent. At home, they're 24-12, 20-15 on the road. So they're about the same when it comes to playing on the road or at home. So you could see them, streak out 2 of these 3 wins. But if Boston continues to win, I could see Boston moving into that 5th spot. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Milwaukee has Brook Lopez back. I mean, that's not huge, but it's something. He just has to keep out of foul trouble and rebound the ball. That's all he has to do.
And again, if you think about from a championship standpoint, when they won it last year, Brook Lopez was a big piece of them just being able to contain the middle against Ayton.
Exactly.
So, that's a big piece for them. Yep. That's a very big piece for them. And Giannis out of this world as well. He's still playing great basketball.
Oh, he might be.
How about real quick before we go to the number 4, the 3-way kind of race for the points leader for the season. How do you feel? So LeBron is now taking the lead. And do you believe what he's doing at his age?
That's phenomenal. I mean, we always count him out. Oh, he's not going to do anything, but yet he's just spectacular. I mean, he's LeBron. You know, I mean, it's pretty sad. You know, he's gonna be a losing team. You know, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. So all this is, you
It's
know,
very close. It's very close. The dunk on Kevin Love yesterday was
I thought that was his boy, yo.
yeah.
He could lay it up. He's like, oh, Kevin, oh, I'll lay it up for you. I thought that was his boy, yo.
No, he posterized them. He
Yeah,
posterized them.
yeah.
Let's look at the number 4 team here.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the Miami Heat.
Oh, yeah.
So Miami 47-25 on the season,
Mm-hmm.
6-4 in the last 10. They've got games at home against Golden State, New York, and then Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when we talk about another team that possibly could be out of or off this list, I could consider Miami being one of those teams as well. Look, they're very good at home, 26-9. They are the 4th best team defensively. They only give up 104.9 points a game. Would you be concerned, though, if you're the Miami Heat with this schedule this week and knowing that there are a lot of teams right behind you now that are chasing for that number 1 seed?
No, I'm not worried about Heat because they are an engine, revving. And it's amazing that Butler is not shooting great. Abayo, not shooting great. But you have the amazing play of Hero, okay?
Yeah.
And when you're a hero, you're a hero. Okay, all right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And when Miami signed him this season, I really thought it was, they gave him a little too much. And now, look, it's paying off. You could see that, Pat Riley knew what he was doing when he kept him.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good move. It was a good move by Miami. So you feel Miami, even though Golden State has not played good basketball for some time.
No.
They're at the benefit of having such a good record early in the season that a lot of these losses now, it's like, oh, they're still, well over 500, still the 3rd best team in the West. But what about Brooklyn here? So they're going to face Brooklyn. A lot of talk about Brooklyn, if healthy, in the playoffs. What team would really want to face them? Is this a challenge for Miami to show, like, we are the number 1 team this week, playing Golden State, obviously one of the top teams in the West, and then facing a Brooklyn team that everybody seems to fear going into the playoffs?
If the Nets can stay healthy, they are trouble. If they get Ben Simmons back, herniated disc in his back,
they said it's most likely not going to.
Most likely, yeah. If he gets on the court, that's a 3-headed monster there. But if not, no.
So
Kevin Durant can't do it all by himself.
Miami, you think will remain at 4. So what about this number 3 team?
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors. So they're 47-24. We were just talking about it. 4-6 in their last 10.
Yep.
Nice stretch here where they play some teams they should be able to win against is at Orlando, at Miami, at Atlanta, and then at Washington. But 18-15 on the road. Not a very good team on the road. 5th best defensive team, though, only giving up 105 points. So the reason why they continue to win, it's not their offense, which you would think with Curry and Draymond and with the Splash Brothers here, that's where you would go. But it's actually more about the defensive side of the ball for them. Wiseman, I don't believe will be back either. There was question he may come back. Now it doesn't look like he will as well. So that's another young piece that they won't have.
Yeah. Not
an overly tough stretch this week. But are you concerned about the Warriors and where they are currently?
No, Day-Day's back. He's the anchor of that defense, and Curry getting injured is a blessing in disguise because you realize that in the beginning of the season, he was hot because he was rested.
Yeah.
And now the middle of the season, he got a little thuggish, a little tired, you know what I'm saying? And he would miss shots that he would usually make. And I'm like, oh, he's tired. So this could be a blessing in disguise.
Is this almost similar to the Chris Paul situation in Phoenix? Now other guys have to step up, play a little more, gives them an opportunity to get their legs under them and feel more confident going into the playoffs?
Oh, no, definitely. If Day-Day can get them young kids, and when he plays with them, the second unit, oh, it's going to be. They could be an engine. They could be, and Clay got to get a little more confidence because he misses open shots that he usually makes. So
You're talking about 2 years no basketball, so I'm sure he's still working himself back into basketball shape. As crazy as it sounds.
Yeah.
So we're pretty confident. Golden State remaining where they are. This number 2 team, though, we've been talking about them a lot, and I'm still excited about what they're doing, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies. 49-23. So they have not lost a beat. About to, get to 70 wins on the season. 7-3 in their last 10. This week, Brooklyn, Indiana, and Milwaukee. So you're talking about, again, what we talked about with Brooklyn. I think Memphis is going to want to show them something.
Yep.
It is in Memphis, so Kyrie will be playing.
Yeah.
And then that big game against Milwaukee as well. So you're, again, the defending champions. And where are you when it comes to, your status in the NBA? Those are two very big games. 24-10 at home. So from a home standpoint, look, 14 games over 500. Memphis looks like a legitimate contender. They're 4th overall in points scored at 114.7 points. So they are putting up some massive points.
Yeah.
And to your point, it's not just Ja, it's an entire collection of the whole team. How do you feel about Memphis, where they're at, and what's the possibility of them being in the NBA Finals?
I want to say they'll be there. They went back-to-back wins without Ja. He was rested, and them kids will run. I think aren't they number 1 in rebounding?
They may be. I know they're one of the top teams.
Yeah, I think they're number 1 in rebounding this week, and them kids can run. They have something to prove. They're all energetic. They can play the ball. They can shoot. They can rebound. They can run.
Right. So one of the younger teams, so that benefits them as well. Look, Golden State, a little older. Phoenix, even with Chris Paul back, a little older. You got a young team now that's able to move and do some stuff. It'd be a nice story to see Memphis come out of the West. I think it'll be very difficult, but it'd be a nice story. And I think Ja has put himself in the conversation as one of the greatest players in the NBA currently. It's not just about he's a flash anymore. It's, he's been so consistent all season.
Yeah.
And I know you had last week with the MVPs, right? He's definitely in the conversation as one of the top players in the league.
Most definitely.
But that leaves us at our number 1, who's been pretty old reliable, we'll call him.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Right? The Phoenix Suns, just when you're like, they lost Chris Paul, it's doom and gloom. 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're 58-14. So they're going to be a 60-win team.
Oh, yeah.
This week, they play Minnesota, who's been playing very good basketball. Even in losses, they're playing very good. At Denver, and then they're home for Philadelphia. So we're talking about 3 very good games. But they're 30-8 at home, 28-6 on the road. Yeah, there's not really a deficiency on where they play. 3rd in points scored, 6th points against. So they're in the top 10 of almost the top 5 in every category. How do you beat the Phoenix Suns, or can the Phoenix Suns be beaten?
I have no idea. They're a machine. They are a machine. Devin Booker, 22 points in 30 minutes. That's unbelievable. He's still shooting the lights out. He still can get to the basket. And they're doing all of this without Chris Paul, their leader. I know he's on the bench, but he's not on the floor. He's not being the general. So this is just amazing to me. I thought they collapsed as soon as Chris Paul was out.
Yeah, I expected the same thing. Look, it's going to show that last year wasn't a fluke when they got to the finals. They are definitely one of the top teams in the West. My question would be could they have a hiccup in the playoffs?
All depends on who's that playing team. All depends on that playing team.
Would you fear if the Lakers are the 8th seed and they've got to play Phoenix, could the Lakers beat Phoenix?
It could be.
So we're talking Anthony Davis is back.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. Anthony Davis, LeBron?
So is this almost like the Brooklyn situation in the East, where you got to fear that bottom team because it's not a guarantee, even though the West has not been as competitive. We still expect so much more from the LA Lakers, right?
Yeah. In the playoffs, yeah. LeBron's a different beast in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He's a different beast in the playoffs.
He's leading the league in scoring.
Yeah, he's a different beast in playoffs.
So, I mean, which matchup out of those three you looking most forward to, though, with Phoenix here? Minnesota, Denver, or Philadelphia? Philly. You want to see that Philly game? Hopefully Harden and Embiid are playing. I can't stand this rest thing in the NBA.
Me neither.
It's so annoying.
So annoying.
But what about what the Timberwolves have done? Do you consider them the legitimate contenders in the West to at least make some noise in the playoffs?
If they can get some wins under their belt, yes. Cat is doing a magnificent job. 60 points from Cat?
Yeah.
I was like, what? We've had 8 50 or more point games in this month. 8.
That's insane.
That's insane. That is insane.
Yeah, Kyrie had one the other night, right? Cat had the 60.
Yep.
LeBron's had one.
Yep.
Right. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The scoring. I mean, is that a lack of defense, or is that just?
I have no idea. Just people getting hot, I guess. I don't know.
Who was the dude on Detroit that went for 50 against Orlando?
Oh, Bay,
right? And I'm just like, this kid, where's he coming from? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's even people you wouldn't even expect.
Exactly.
Wouldn't even expect it. Let's bring this list up real quick and go over this before we get on to our next. All right. So this is how we finished up this week. And again, a lot of controversy at number 5 with the Milwaukee Bucks coming in at 5. At number 4, the Miami Heat. Golden State Warriors at 3. Memphis Grizzlies at 2. And the Phoenix Suns remain at number 1. It's going to be hard for anybody to knock them off this list before the season ends. There's only a handful of games now, I think, left, maybe 10 plus. Not a lot of games left for teams to really pass them by. But I still think, Kenny, I'm telling you right now, that 4-5 spot, there ain't changes next week. I think you may have the Masters coming after you, because there's a lot of people not too happy with your predictions here on these top 5.
Hey, hopefully it'll change. I'm hoping.
I got a feeling, Kenny. I don't know. I think people are going to stop banning you from Facebook. I didn't have that list up more than 5 minutes. You already had a post. I don't agree with this list. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So last week we were unable to have a show. We're having some technical difficulties, but I did challenge you to give me the top 5 Celtic coaches of all time for you.
Yep.
So we'll continue on that mantra and let you give me your top 5, starting from 5 to 1 of your all-time Boston Celtic coaches.
All right.
And I'm sure I told you, if ML Kai's on this, just consider yourself off. I'm cutting you right off.
I'll cross him off right now. No.
What do you got at 5?
Oh, 5. I got Doc Rivers.
DOC brought him a championship.
Oh, yeah.
7. I mean, the big 3. I still think they would have had 2. We talked about it. If Big Perk didn't get hurt, I think they beat the Lakers back-to-back.
Yeah. And always had a winning record. 721 wins and 145 losses. 145 losses.
Not bad. Is that all with the Celtics? No.
Sorry, 416 losses.
Okay.
So
that's his all-time record.
Yes, that's his all-time record.
Okay.
Celtics.
Wow. Okay.
Number 4, Jim O'Brien.
Really?
Yes.
Jim O'Brien. Okay.
Most definitely. He changed the game in Boston. Okay. All right. He changed the game in Boston. First coach to have an all African-American starting 5 in the NBA.
Okay.
Jim
O'Brien.
Like it. Jim O'Brien. And his record was 258 and 138.
Okay. So
So
not shabby.
not too bad.
Not shabby. And again, he broke through when you talk about racial barriers. No, I think that's very important to what
Yeah.
think about the league's
Yeah.
what 70, probably 80% African American at this point. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were winning games. They were
yeah,
winning games. Yeah.
no, I like it. Okay. Not good one. Good one.
Number 3, Chris Ford.
I don't know. Are you pulling my leg? Chris Ford, go ahead.
Chris Ford.
Okay.
Chris Ford. Okay.
Number 3 is Chris Ford.
Yeah.
What do you got?
410 and 222.
Okay. All right.
And he was a great coach. Hey, did you know he was the first person in the NBA to ever shoot a 3 and make it?
Really?
Yes.
Look at that, Chris Ford.
Yes, Chris
Wow,
Ford.
that's an interesting nugget.
Yeah, Chris Ford. Yeah.
I like it. What year? Chris Ford was what? The 90s.
Yes. Early
Okay.
90s. Yep.
Okay.
Early 90s. Yep. Number 2, William Felton Russell, aka Bill Russell.
Player coach at one point, I believe, too.
Player coach. As a coach, 3 NBA titles.
Wow.
You ready for the record?
Yeah. Oh,
245, 122.
wow. And you wouldn't think about it. I didn't even think he coached that long. He coached quite a long time.
Yeah.
Bill Russell.
5
And we
years.
think about him just as the greatest, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. What, most championships
16.
by an NBA player.
Yep.
But you don't think about the coaching aspect and what he did. Player coach and then coach. So no, I like it. That was a very good one. Bill Russell. I'm still up in the air about the Chris Ford thing, but go ahead.
And number 1,
Number 1.
Red Auerbach.
It has to be. If it wasn't red, ML card number 1. Wait,
Yes.
Kenny's no longer doing NBA shows.
Yeah, right. Canceled.
Now, Bill, right? So you think about what he meant to the organization. Red.
Ooh, Red. 9 NBA championships. 9.
Right, the cigar
9.
that it still lives in infamy as one of the best. Even with the statue, they got the cigar. It was just one of those classic moments in NBA history that it'll be there forever.
Oh,
And
Red.
honestly, it probably built the Celtic dynasty to what they are. So they have the most NBA championships in the NBA. He was the founder of that. He built that foundation.
Yeah, he did.
Made them have to be a better organization for years now. Because we talk about it today. Like, are these Celtics ever going to win another championship with these two young kids? Because of what Red Auerbach did back in the day of just putting all those banners up, in the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the amount of talent he had. You think about the NBA legends that he's had.
Man.
So no, I like it. The only one I would credit, maybe Chris Ford. I don't know. So no Ime Udoka yet. No Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens. What do you go to? 3 NBA Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, Eastern Conference. We talking about championships.
we ain't talking about conference finals. We talking about championships.
Championships.
Not conference finals. Not conference finals.
Championships.
No, I love it. No, great list. Definitely some great insight. That Chris Ford nugget, first one to hit a 3. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question real quick, since you were talking about threes. Larry Bird in this era, would he not be better than Steph Curry when it comes to the 3-point shot?
Nah.
You wouldn't give Larry Legend.
Nah.
They didn't shoot threes like they do now.
No.
You tell me Larry Bird could have pulled up from half court and nailed a 3. They didn't allow that back then.
No. Not at all. Larry toes on the line. Larry toes on the line. Toes on the line.
Think about it. If they had said, Larry, shoot wherever you want, he would have tore it up.
Yeah.
He would have tore it up. You'd still give Steph the nod over that?
He wouldn't have made it. Larry wouldn't have made it.
What?
What? How deep Curry?
How
Kerry,
dare you?
Kerry shoots from half court, yo, from the
Because they
logo.
let him.
Who does
Because they
that,
let
yo?
him. They wouldn't let Larry do that.
And it goes in. And it goes in. Larry,
How do you know Larry couldn't?
shoot from half court.
I would love to challenge that. We're gonna have to NBA 2K it someday, and we'll let Steph Curry, Larry Bird, and see who can make more threes from half court. I'm shocked you would have said that. I'm shocked. So next week's challenge, my friend, we're going a little oppo.
Ooh, okay.
Little
Okay.
oppo, my friend. So
Okay.
we are. You got the big three in the back of you there over your shoulder, but we're gonna go top 5 Lakers of all time.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a little curious to see if LeBron's gonna make that list for you. It'd be tough, right? I mean, he hasn't been a Laker that long, but he did win a championship.
Be tough. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Did win a championship. So, and considering he's the second all-time NBA scorer now in NBA history, it's only behind one other Laker.
Great.
Could LeBron be in your top 5?
We will see.
We will see.
We
will see. So, once again, my friend, I appreciate your NBA insight and knowledge. If you enjoy what you're watching, check us out live on Friday nights at 6 p.m. As I do a show with my other co-host, Ron. Kenny has joined in on several different events for Sports Unfolded as well, but he owns the NBA ranking show. We are live and Fan Interactive at 6 p.m. on Fridays on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Follow us on social media at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports_Unfolded on Instagram, T-Smooth73 on TikTok. So we're on MeWe as well now. That's a new social media, MeWe, Sports Unfolded. And you can listen to us on podcasts on Amazon, Anchor, Google, Spotify, and TuneIn. So many different ways to watch and listen. We love doing these. It's so much fun. I'm just thrilled that fans are finally coming back on you, Kenny, because I've heard so long. I love this list. We're not liking this list so much. I want Boston in. They need to be in. Let's see what they do this week.
Yep.
Do you know they're playing this week, Boston?
Oh,
anybody good? I don't know. I didn't check. We'll have to check that out. We'll post it up. Kenny, I appreciate your time. It's been a great ride today. Very fun. Next week, top 5 Lakers of all time. So a little oppo. Yeah, you know, that Celtics Lakers rivalry. Will we see some of these match up here? But I will see you next week, my friend.
Yes.
And fans out there that have tuned in, we appreciate you guys that are going to watch afterwards. We always want peace.
Yes. Peace, Ukraine.